Imagine being told to get off a plane, not because of a mistake, but simply because someone decided you didn't belong there. That's what happened to 17-year-old Maya, moments before a flight attendant humiliated her in front of an entire cabin. But what no one on that plane knew? Her father wasn't just any man, and when he showed up, he didn't walk. He landed. What happened next stopped every plane on the runway. Before we dive in, drop your city or country in the comments. Let's see where you're watching from. And if you believe no one should ever be judged by their skin or status, hit like and subscribe for more powerful stories that reveal truth, strength, and justice. As Maya stood on the tarmac, her heart racing, a shadow stretched across the runway. A private jet had just appeared. Sleek, black, and unstoppable. The door opened, and what stepped out silenced the entire airport. So tell me, if that were your child, how would you have responded? 17-year-old Maya was boarding a business-class flight alone. She was nervous but hopeful, carrying the weight of a college interview that could change her life. The airport was busy and bright, filled with polished floors and the hum of travelers. The plane looked sleek, and Maya felt a mix of pride and determination as she clutched her ticket tightly. Her father had worked hard to make this trip possible, and Maya was ready to show the world what she could do. Just as Maya settled into her seat, a flight attendant approached her with a cold look. Without any warning, the attendant said Maya didn't belong in business class and that she needed to leave the plane immediately. There was no clear reason, no apology, just suspicion in the attendant's eyes. Passengers nearby began whispering, casting judgmental glances. Some snickered quietly. Maya stood there stunned and confused. Why was this happening? She held her ticket tightly, trying to understand the unfair demand that suddenly turned her proud moment into a nightmare. Maya's heart sank as she stepped off the plane, feeling the weight of humiliation. Her ticket was still clutched tightly in her hand, a sharp reminder of how wrong this all was. The silence from the airline staff was cold and unfeeling. She wanted to cry but held back the tears, afraid to show her pain. Around her, whispers floated through the air, and the stares from strangers made her feel smaller than ever. Despite everything, Maya tried to stay calm, reminding herself she was stronger than this moment of shame. Maya's hands trembled as she called her dad. Her voice cracked. "They made me get off the plane." On the other end, her father's voice was calm and steady. "Stay where you are," he said firmly. There was no panic, just quiet strength. Maya knew her dad was a man who didn't back down, with power and resources that could change the game. His calm response gave her hope. Something big was about to happen, and Maya braced herself for what was coming next. Minutes later, a sleek black private jet appeared, rolling confidently onto the busy runway. The jet stopped, blocking all commercial flights. Airport staff scrambled. Control tower operators shouted into radios, and passengers pressed their faces against terminal windows, shocked and confused. Whispers spread quickly. "Who is that man?" The answer came when the door opened. Out stepped Jamal Pierce, a calm, tall black man in a sharp suit. CEO of a multi-billion-dollar logistics company, he was more than just a businessman. He was Maya's father. As he walked toward her, the tension in the airport grew thick. Everyone waited, watching, wondering what he would do next. Jamal wrapped his arms around Maya, holding her close, showing her the support she needed. Then, with steady confidence, he turned to face the crowd and airline staff. His voice was calm but carried an undeniable power. "I want everyone responsible for this humiliation found within 5 minutes," he declared. "If not, I will cancel every contract my company has with this airline. Phones appeared, recording every word. Social media lit up as the story spread like wildfire. Pressure built instantly. Jamal didn't yell or threaten loudly. His presence alone was enough to make the airline scramble and take immediate action. The airline staff gathered, visibly shaken and nervous. Termination letters were handed out on the spot. Calls were made to the airline's top executives. Jamal demanded immediate changes. New anti-discrimination policies and staff training to prevent this from ever happening again. Maya stood beside her father, her dignity restored. Together they boarded the private jet, leaving behind a silent but shaken airport. The airline lost more than a contract that day. They lost trust, and the world had witnessed a powerful moment of justice. This story didn't just go viral because of Jamal's power. It exposed a quiet truth many know too well. Racism can be subtle, hidden in everyday moments. Too many young people face humiliation without anyone standing up for them. This moment reminded the world how important it is to speak out and fight back. Change can happen, but only if we stand together and refuse to accept injustice in any form. Maya never missed her interview. She arrived confident, ready and proud. To every young person watching, remember this. You belong. No one can take your seat or your future away. If this story inspired you, share your thoughts below and tell us where you're watching from. Let's connect across the world and keep this conversation going. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that matter. Black teen was told to get off the plane. Moments later, her black single dad's jet blocks the runway. A black teen was kicked off a plane because the flight attendant didn't believe she belonged in business class. Moments later, the airport came to a standstill when her father's private jet blocked the runway. What the staff didn't realize was that her father wasn't just a concerned parent. He was one of the most powerful CEOs in the country. This real-life inspired story of humiliation, power, and justice will leave you speechless. Watch until the end to see how quiet strength can make the loudest impact. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to join the movement for justice and equality.